We continue now at the top of Daf Chesam Beis in Mesechet Sanhedrin. This is Sanhedrin Daf 8b. On the previous Amud, the Gemara brought the opinion of the Chachamim from the Mishnah that by a case of Motzi Shemra you need 23 judges. And the understanding was, even if it's a situation where the person, the husband, is just trying to make his wife lose the ksuba, it's just a monetary case, still you need 23 judges. And that's why the Gemara asked, why should you need 23 judges for a monetary case? And the Gemara brought two explanations from the Amoraim on the previous Amud. The first explanation was the explanation of Ula, that even in a situation of a monetary case, but that could turn into a capital situation because Adam might hear about what's going on, the word will go out, and then Adam will come forward that she committed adultery, and then it's going to be a situation that involves a capital crime, and that's why it needs 23 judges. That's what Ula said. And there was the opinion of Rava as well. Some have the Girsa of Rabbah. Rava says that the reason why you need 23 judges is not because we're concerned that the word is going to go out, which was referred to as Chayshin and Lalaz. Rather, the reason why you need 23 judges is because of Kavod on Shel Rishonim, because of the honor of those first judges. And as was explained in the previous Amud, the case was they already convened a court for Dinei Nefashos. It turned out there was not evidence for Dinei Nefashos. The question is, once you convene that court, do you have to keep that court, or can you just have a court of 3 if you're dealing now with the monetary situation? And the Gemara continues, Meisvei, we have a question from the following Brisa. This is from the Tosefta. The Chachamim Omrim, the Chachamim say, again, this is the same Chachamim, they say, Tavu Mamun Bishlosha, that if the claim is a monetary claim with regards to Motzi Shemra, then it's 3 judges. And Tavu Nefashos Be'esr Mushlosha, but if the claim is a capital situation, we're claiming that she committed adultery and that she's Chayiv Misa, so then you need 23 judges. And so the Gemara says, Bishlama L'Rava, again, some have the Girsa of Rabbah, Bishlama L'Rava Tavu Mamun Techila Bishlosha, Tavu Nefashos Techila Afilu Mamun Be'esr Mushlosha. Now I understand, according to Rabbah, what the Brisa means is as follows. If the original claim is a monetary claim, so then 3 judges. If the original claim is a claim of Dinei Nefashos, but then, again, we disbanded that, and we said that it's going to be a monetary case, so then you're going to do 23 judges because of Kavodan Shel Rishon, and because of the honor that we should accord to that first court that was convened. Ela Ula Kasha, but according to Ula it's difficult, because according to Ula, you always require 23 judges. What does it mean that Tavu Mamun Bishlosha? Aren't we concerned of laws that the word will go out, and therefore it will turn into a capital case? And the Gemara continues, Amar Rava says, Ani va'arisha b'chabura targimna, myself and the lion of the group, we've been able to answer this question on behalf of Ula. And who is the Arisha B'Chabura? Umanu, who is that Arisha B'Chabura? Rav Chia bar Avin, it's Rav Chia bar Avin. And the answer is as follows. What is this Brisa talking about? Hacha b'mayaskin, and here what are we dealing with? Shehevi habal edim shazinsa, that the husband actually brought witnesses that she committed adultery. Vehevi ha'av edim v'hizimum le'edei habal, but then the father came, the father of the girl, he came and he brought witnesses that falsified the witnesses of the husband. And so therefore, in such a situation, if you have such a situation, we are not concerned that the word will go out. We're not concerned about laws because we already saw the witnesses that were brought forward. These were the witnesses and they were falsified. We're not concerned that there's another set of witnesses. And so therefore, in such a situation, once we've already falsified the witnesses, so then it just depends. Bal ligvos mamon mibal, if all that we're doing is we're trying to collect money, so then bishlosha, so then we say that it is 3 judges. This is talking about collecting the money from the husband because he's a motzi shemra, because he made a false claim. There's a fine that's imposed against the husband. So if it's a monetary case at that point, we actually will just have 3 judges because we're not concerned that it's going to turn into a capital case since we have falsified those witnesses. And then the Brisa is saying, over makam nefashos, but if there is a concern that it could turn into a capital case, b'yesr mushlosha, so then we would need 23 judges. And the Gemara continues with another explanation again to explain the machlokas tanoim between Rabbi Meir and the Chachamim. Rabbi Meir says that you have a court of 3 when it comes to Motzi Shemra, and the Chachamim say that it is a court of 23. And the Gemara now explains, Abaya Amar Abaya says, Tekuli alma chayshinan l'laz umishum kavodan shal rishonim. Actually, all tanoim agree of the concern of laws, that the word might go out, witnesses might come and it can turn into a capital case. They also are concerned with kavodan shal rishonim, that if again originally we convened a court for a capital case, those judges should remain. And so then the question is, why are you going to have a court of 3 judges according to Rabbi Meir? What exactly is the machlokas in the Mishnah? And Abai explains, and here what are we dealing with? Kagon da asru bastam, that again we know exactly who the witnesses are, but when the witnesses issued the warning, the witnesses gave a warning that was stam. It didn't detail exactly what misa she would be chayiv if there was adultery. And in such a situation, there is a question whether or not she actually is chayiv misa misa. V'haitanu the Tanya, and the Mishnah follows the Tana of the following brisa. It says, "Ushar kol chayve misos shebetorah." When it comes to all other chayve misos, those who are liable to the death penalty in the Torah, ein memisin osam ela be'eda ve'edim v'hasra. The only way we kill them, the only way we carry out that death penalty is be'eda ve'edim v'hasra. You have to have a congregation, you have to have witnesses, you have to have a warning. V'yanshe yodiyu shu chayev misa bebezin. We have to let the person know that he's liable to the death penalty in court. Rabbi Yehuda says, Anshe yodiyu be'eza misahu nerag. You're only chayev misa in a situation where they say exactly which kind of death penalty, which kind of death the person will be killed with. Otherwise, there is no chayev misa. And so therefore, that is why Rabbi Meir says, in this situation, when the witnesses come forward and they did not give that warning with that kind of specificity, it is no longer a capital case, and we only require 3 judges. And Rashi explains, Abaya says, again, if witnesses were not brought to Kuliyal Mechoshesh and Lalaz, everybody would agree, we're concerned the word goes out, witnesses might come forth, it's considered a capital case. Uva'inan Esrim B'Shlosh, and everybody would agree we need 23 judges, even Rabbi Meir would agree. Dilma Shami Sahadi Va'asu, because maybe witnesses will hear and they'll come. Umidibo'inan Esrim Mushlosha Bereisha, Afilu Mamun Be'esrim Mushlosha, and once you already require 23, you're going to require 23 even for the monetary parts. Techoshesh L'chvod and Shal Rishonim, we are concerned with the honor of that first court. And so what's the machlokas in the Mishnah? The cases that witnesses were brought at the beginning of the case. We're not concerned that there are other witnesses. These are the witnesses. And these witnesses, they say, they say the warning they gave was just a general warning of a death penalty. They didn't mention that the punishment was going to be stoning, which is the law by a nara hamaurasa, which is our case. Rabbi Meir savar su like a hachadin and nefashos. Rabbi Meir holds there's no longer a situation of a capital case over here. Uvahani shlosha sagi lameidan dine mamanis, and therefore 3 people is going to be enough to make it a monetary case. The chsuba in terms of the chsuba, the chinami yuzmu yishale meya kesef, and then if there's a falsification, there'll be the fine of 100 kesef for a motzi shemra. It's all a monetary case. For Rabbanan sabri, but the Rabbanan hold kevan de asru ba misa dine nefashos ika. Once there was a warning for death, so then that is considered a capital case. Umiktala v'haitanahu, and again it follows the tan of the following brisa. And Rashi over here says Eida. It said you require an Eida. Again, that is Chaf Gimel, that refers to a court of 23 judges. And the Gemara continues with another explanation of the Machlokas Tanoim in our Mishnah. Rav Papa says, Hacha b'isha chaveira askin. And here we're talking about a woman who is a learned woman, and she knows what the law is. V'kamiflagi b'plugsa Rabbi Yossi bar Yehuda v'Rabbanan. And the Machlokas, Rabbi Meir and the Chachamim, is the same Machlokas we find between Rabbi Yossi bar Yehuda and the Rabbanan, because we're talking over here about a situation where she was not warned, and the question is, since she knows the law, maybe a warning is not needed, then it would still be considered a capital case, and therefore there would be a requirement of 23 judges. That's the Chachamim. But Rabbi Meir says no, a warning is required if she wasn't warned. And again, these are the witnesses. There's no concern of other witnesses. If she wasn't warned, it's not a capital case, and therefore by a monetary case, it's just 3 judges. As the Gemara says, the Tanya, as we learned in a brayso, Rabbi Yossi bar Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi bar Yehuda says, Chaver ein tzarech hasra, that a person who's a chaver, a person who's knowledgeable, doesn't need a warning. Because the whole point of the warning is that we should distinguish between someone who's making a mistake and doing it on purpose. The person needs to know what it is that they are doing. And so again, that machlokus of whether there's a requirement for a warning, that's what's going on in our Mishnah. And the Gemara continues with another answer. Rav Ashi says Kagon, for example, and we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Tes Amud Aleph.